Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, creativity. And I really hope that we continue to say good morning, creativity, or good afternoon, creativity in the afternoon, or good evening, creativity, because when we go to bed, we're going to dream, and we're going to imagine things, and we're going to create new worlds. So we'll continue to create. It's important to be aware of this. I'm going to be very brief, because we don't have much time, and I think lots of things have been said. But this brief time, I just want to have a few reflections on things that have been going through my mind. Before I started, I'm going to start with one phrase from this report, because I think what's important is to have these moments that inspire us with regard to this. First of all, I want to thank absolutely everyone who's been here today, who've made this possible. And I also want to make a special mention of thanks to Andrea, Laura, Ruben, because really it's marvelous to see them so that they transfer what they're learning and to give us this feedback. You know, everything that we say, they're going to take it to the schools, into the classrooms, and I really think that's very important to thank them. I'm very grateful, and I would also like to name Raquel Palomera, who is a director of the master at the Cantabria University. She couldn't be with us here today, but the work she's doing has to be mentioned. Well, the phrase to start with, a short amount of time we have, is in the report. Well, previously there was a question that I would like to make the most of it. Somebody asked a question about if you can transfer through art. I think if you read chapter 3 of the report, it says David there gives very good examples of what he experiences and what we do as when younger, these creative awakenings. When we've got inspiring teachers, you know, what we learn from them, they become very relevant when we get older. So I think this transfer to real situations later in life is very important. The phrase I want to say is something that Martina used today, because it's the evolution wouldn't have put a lot of effort to make us able to be creative if this capacity has involved a lot more of our brain than any other part, and we didn't have to carry out a key function in our existence and survival as a species. I don't think we're just talking about survival here and evolution. I think we're talking about change and learning processes, which is very important. And this is where creativity has an important role to play. And I also think, and I imagine, that the pressure that we're all under, and we've got a short amount of time for lots of things to do. So the reason is, why are we here today? When I go to a conference, I see people around me. When I go and listen to an event, an act, or whatever, and I think, what encouraged me to go there, and what when it's going to contribute to me? So really, I would like to know what has encouraged you and what has made you want to come here. Well, I know some of you because we all know each other, but I'm very curious to know really what got you here today and what you're going to take home. And I hope it's only a little thing, just some little reflection, some change, however small it is, something that something has said. I want you to take something home with you. And really, I would like to say we've got an email, which is educacion@fundacionbotin.org. And just please send me 2 lines, a word, an inspiring phrase, anything you want. That would be the best feedback. That would be your contribution to our work, apart from obviously the platform that I will talk about later on. Well, I think the title, the name of this report, is a declaration of intention of why the Botín Foundation is here and where we want to go earlier. Obviously, the managing director of the foundation's already explained that, but I think it's something to think on and something to end with. I think that after 10 years of work for the Botín Foundation related to creativity, emotional intelligence, and other things, I think really it's not about learning more. It's about, we have to think is what we're doing is to put it into practice, i.e. each center, each family, each person that is in contact with this theme should be more aware, because we are, and we're born, has been said, we are born as creative beings, able of being emotional, able to learn, able to play, and to generate marvelous things. So I really think we should be aware of that. We should never forget this. When you're aware that that you know something, or when you learn some sort of knowledge at school, and when you really know you're away, and this has happened to me hundreds of times, and then all of a sudden you use it, you feel very proud of it, you get a benefit from that, you feel good. When all of a sudden you're aware that what you feel, you understand, you manage it, and you can deal with it, that feeling that helps you think in a clearer manner, and to solve a problem with a relation, or to resolve a situation, maybe when you're really stressed out, or maybe a happy situation that you can enjoy even more, then you feel better. Why? Because you feel more autonomous, more independent. You're more able to control what is happening, what you are generating. And then when you're able to create something, an idea, a thought, a device. I love saying this. I love the word in Spanish. It's the equivalent of, device. Well, you really realize that everything makes sense. Life makes sense because we're able of thinking, to be emotional, to create, and to do things that are good for us and for others. So now we're starting to be people who believe in ourselves, we're independent, we're responsible, and above all of that, we are full of solidarity and happy. We can't wait a long time for that to happen to our lives. I really don't think that the situation is that we can wait a lot longer. I think now we've got to go into the action phase. So therefore, we've got to look for the right way so these children wake up, or we just unblock what they've got, that this creativity that they're born with. And I would really like to illustrate this second one with another phrase from the report, which says, think in a different way means that you have to be brave, and we need to believe in power and to resist closed shop ideas. There are certain factors that limit the desire. People are scared of failure, or some people are just very, very modest, and people are sometimes too aware of their own limitations. I think all this, and I really don't want to commit everyone else, but I felt this. A brave idea means that you have to stop feeling in your comfort zone. You have to keep your feet on the ground, but you shouldn't be worried about falling. Therefore, I think Ignacio Martima, who has been mentioned here today, he's in Chile. I think, as he says, we've got to fly, we've got to get up on this balcony, as was said this morning in one of the presentations. The educational objective to end this program of the Botín Foundation is to provide real environments so that this emotional intelligence and creativity is present in school life and education from 3 to 16 years of age. The objective of this Botín Center, which the managing director talked about when he did his presentation of the center, our idea is to transfer this to a lot of other areas, ages, situations, and places. And of course, doing it through art, because I really think there's an enormous responsibility if we can enjoy art and they're fun for us, we like them, they create emotions in us, then therefore we have the responsibility to use this emotion to transform it to the best starting point in the beginning that will allow us to be more creative, we'll be more able to be creative, to use all this great potential we have to improve our life and to improve other people's lives. I think that the report, the main objective behind this report, is to inspire us, to give ideas, to go into greater depth into things that make us, well, as I say, the report is very varied. It's a very long report. I think each one of you have a copy of the report. It will be also on the Foundation's webpage, www.foundationbotin.org. You can download it, but also you can find it in a place which is a platform, this umbrella, we say, for this Botín Foundation for education. There's a lot of experts, not just the one in the report, but the summer courses, all the other emotional and social education programs, creative programs, other people that offer a lot of inspiring documents. And we would like to ask you, please, to offer all your creativity, all you do, anything you can do, any experience that you could contribute to others, because basically it's a meeting place, a place where we can share things. Well, I don't think I could finish any other way, which would be leaving the last phrase of the report. I've only read 3, but the translators say she doesn't have it. But this is a conclusion that appears here at the end of the report. What is done when we review the current knowledge with the Well, it's related to the essential key for the future as groups, individuals, societies to resolve local challenges, global challenges that we can see on the horizons and the ones that we experience. It's essential to start and take creativity serious. And it should be done from schools, at home, and in extra-school activities. And this is something we have to concentrate on. And by doing that, we have to prepare ourselves, our children, and young people to be able to look to the future, being flexible in a very strong way and with a good viewpoint. Thank you all very much.